Welcome back to At Think Cutie, and this weekend we had the Spring Festival at Canterbury Park. It was an art and craft festival, and it was a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday event, and my husband and I really tired after the long hours and days of being there, but we just wanted to show you a little bit of a recap of our experience. Hey everybody, we're in the vehicle. There's my husband. He's making his appearance, and we're on our way to the Spring Festival in Shakopee, Minnesota. Ooh, what's going on with my bangs? And this is going to be a 3-day event, and this is our first event, and then we have another back-to-back event coming up in next weekend. That's Geek Craft Expo. So this one is the 12th, 13th, and 14th, and it starts off tomorrow at 11 to 7, and then Saturday, I believe it's a little bit more normal hours. I think it's like 10 to 5, and then 10 to 4 on Sunday. There is an entry fee, but we have, as you see, like our car is already packed behind me, and I'm still just trying to fix this because I just took a nap. So we are just packed and ready. My husband, he's the one that did the packing and got things ready, so we're all good to go, and we just have a little bit of driving, but it's maybe 20-30 minutes, which, you know, half an hour isn't bad to be able to get to. But can you tell them a little bit about Canterbury Park?
Well, it's a great event venue. They have a racetrack there and a casino, and one of the few places in Minnesota you can actually play poker. So there'll be lots of other people there for lots of other reasons that might stop by and participate in the craft show. So this is an annual craft show that Mandy and I always look forward to and sometimes go each year. So a great place. We look forward to doing it. It's one of our bigger events in the year that we have on our calendar, and so we expect to do pretty well, and we'll see how it stacks up.
Yeah, and I think for this Spring Festival event, there are going to be like 500 plus artists there. It's one of the bigger ones that we have up here in Minnesota. And then the spring or the fall one that they have is even bigger. So it draws in bigger crowds. Can even get up to, like, I think it's 50K, honey, right? And then this one is, again, probably about half of the attendance. It does vary. I know I keep changing my numbers in some of the videos, but I mean, just thinking back, there's thousands and thousands of people that go to these, so we're just hoping for a really good weekend, and hope that it's better than my first experience in trying this event, because I know what I'm doing a little bit more, and we even when we're at other events, we at least like make our space and everything back, even if it's a bad show. So I'm just hoping that we see everybody. Hopefully we'll see other people that haven't been able to maybe visit with us, maybe some other artists too that we've seen at other places, so that we get to talk to them again.
This is one of the events where the organizers do want the creators to have handmade their stuff and not have third-party manufacturers part of the process. So hopefully that will set us apart, and so make us more valuable there at the event this time. So we probably won't see the same people we see at other smaller craft shows, but that might help our sales overall.
Especially for his, because he does 3D, and a lot of people use licensed 3D products, and he designs a lot of his own. So you know, hopefully that will kind of cut down on the competition, especially with some of the new things that we've been showing, like his spinning flowers and daisies, and he's created some new designs that he'll be giving you a little bit or sharing some video on. He's actually created this little strawberry that I want to keep and I don't want to give away, so you'll be able to see that in our videos as we make our way in setting up and showing what we have.
Spring decor, and with any business, you want to try to refresh the look, maybe a new design for the year, and keep yourself current and allow customers to see new stuff if they come back to your booth. So we've got some new designs you'll be able to see, and we think that really helps our business overall and not having the exact same stuff from last year.
All right, that's it for this part of the video, and we'll be back showing you kind of like during setup and during the event this weekend. I just wanted to show you a little bit as we turned into the area that is for Canterbury Park. It is a horse race track, so there's a lot of space in the area, and again, there's also a casino in there, and there's several event halls, and we're just trying to find along this long driveway the building that we're supposed to be at. There's the main building that houses the horse race track, where you can watch the races, place the betting, and we're just going around to the event space, which is kind of off towards the back, and you can see the yellow sign way in the distance there for the spring festival and the entry tent. Now, this is something that's set up year-round, that they do keep for different large-scale events that are going on. And again, there's thousands and thousands of people that come to the events when they are going on at this building, and we see we're in the right spot because we're seeing a lot of other trailers, and we don't know which building we're in, or we had to kind of go and figure that out, but we're just kind of driving around trying to figure out where we're supposed to pull in, which dock, which warehouse building, and figure out what our space number is. So we're kind of following somebody else, just trying to figure out where everything even is, because the last time that we did this, we actually pulled around towards a different area, and we were in, like, we got to actually pull in towards like the racetrack area, and they've totally changed and built some new buildings. So we were just following where we saw everybody else kind of pulling in and parked at, and yeah, we have to try to find where we can get instructions. All right, we found our spot. We're back in our car, and we're just getting ready to go to the loading dock doors. My husband is trying to tell me to be positive because they put us way along the very back wall of the main expo hall. So we're not in a very good spot, or not the most ideal spot. So we'll see how things go. We talked to our neighbors that are right next to us, which are really nice already, and they did both this spring one and the huge fall one, and they said that they do really well in their spot, and they're always in the same place. So hopefully that's the case for us, and our spot doesn't really make a difference. So all right, we're off to the races. Okay, so we went back inside with all of our items, and you just see we'd walk through the garage door, and we are going around the corner. We're against the wall, and I'm just really trying again to be positive here, because sometimes when you're way in the back or you're against the wall, you may not see as many people, but we'll see how this weekend goes. And there's our space number 636. I'm just kind of giving you a view of both sides there and taking a look around before we get everything else set up. Are you having fun?
All sorts of fun. I don't think this was designed how it was designed to be.
All right, we're just trying to see if we can get everything safely put together so nothing tips over. Right, so we got everything else set up and covered, and you can see some of it peeking out, but now we're done. It's day 0, and we're getting ready for day 1 when we open for the weekend. All right, we got back out to our car after setting up, and it was a little over 2 hours. The sun was setting. Setup time for day zero was from 12 p.m. to 9 p.m., but we left around dinner time because it didn't take us that long, but we didn't rush because we didn't want to be stressed. And it was really nice that we could set up the day before and that we had all day to do that. So we just left as the sun was setting, and it was downpouring inside. The sirens had gone off because of the thunderstorm and the downpour that happened during that. But when we came out, the sun was setting, and look at this, on the way home we saw the promise of a better tomorrow. There was a rainbow, and we actually saw the rainbow. There was a beginning and end to the rainbow, which I had not seen before, a full rainbow, as we were driving to go pick up dinner. So hopefully this is a sign of the weekend to come. All right, as promised, it is daylight now. It's getting closer to the summertime. My husband here, Levi,
Day
and we're
two.
at Thank Cutie. Nope, it is day
Oh,
one,
day
actually,
that's
of the
right.
event. We had our day zero or setup day yesterday, and hopefully we can give you some footage of what our final booth will look like. We have to get there because we have a meeting before the event starts, and we want to get good parking for the event. So yeah, you can see like our space number 636, and that tells you that the number of vendors, because they start out at like zero, is pretty high. So we're on our way for day number one. And as part of our little thing that we do before an event, we of course, you can see in the far distance on the left, the golden arches. We usually pick up breakfast so that we have at least one full meal to start off the day, because sometimes when it gets busy during events, you have very little time, or sometimes you don't get to eat until after the event. So we just wanted to make sure that we got some coffee and some food in our stomachs for the very first day to prepare for the crowds that were coming through. And then we had to make our way over. Again, it's a longer drive, about 20 minutes. And you can see the little sign, Canterbury Road. There is a casino off to the left, but we can't go play because we gotta go work. And again, the hours, actually, there was a correction on the hours. So they went until 8 p.m. the first night. Then on Saturday, the event is went from 9 to 6 p.m. And then Sunday's the shorter day, and that is from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So the hours were a little bit different than they first advertised, and it's going to be long 9-hour days except for Sunday. So I'm just hoping that I can make it through, because I did not sleep very much because I was busy creating. So day zero, setup day, I missed one of the most important things that there is for an event. And as we turn left here, ta-da, there is a sign for Canterbury Park. And they do hold concerts and other events at the venues that are attached to the racetrack. And so we're just making our way down. They have brand new buildings that they're putting up, and you see dirt mounds because it's an undergoing project and they're expanding and growing. And hopefully, this means that there's more things to come there, and that there will be improvements made. And the one thing that I did notice, even before the event started, is that things were clean. I've been to some events and conventions where they don't clean the bathrooms very well, or they don't clean some of the areas. But I have to say, having gone to events here and going into the bathrooms and things, they did a really good job at trying to keep things as clean as possible. And considering the number of people that we've kind of been jammed in with, that's actually a really good sign of their event coordination and their organization. So I would say that this place right here, that has several different buildings and tents, is one of the top places that I like being at, just because it is clean. they have several different areas for food and concessions and can keep adding more if they need to or take away. And it just makes things easier for not only the people attending, but also for the people that are selling at the events. Because the worst thing that I've been in the downtown Minneapolis Convention Center, and the lines are terrible. Even like for the bathroom, the water that comes out of the faucet scalding hot, and then the food lines are terrible because they only have a few places open. And when there's thousands of people, sometimes it's like I've had to wait for close to an hour to get a food as a seller, and that means you're away from your table, which isn't good. And here you're in and out very quickly, and things are clean. So I kind of wish that they do more events here actually, so that we would have a nice place to actually be able to go to all the time. And yeah, we're just getting ready. We're pulling into the building for our very first day, and I'm both nervous and excited at the same time. There's a quick sneak peek. Again, we have people who created metal sculptures for the outdoors, and everything's kind of closed up because we're getting ready to take down and get ready before we have to go to our meeting. And I was surprised I could even stand and walk because I was running on very little sleep so that I had enough things to create. And even then, I felt like I didn't have enough.
Hi everyone, it's Levi with Think Cutie, Mandy and I's small business. It's 2024 and we are at Canterbury Park in Minnesota, and it's the Spring Festival, and we have our setup here with a new grid wall system. Got one of my new designs here that you're seeing, and you can just easily spin these, so in a way they're kind of like fidget spinner. And in case you're wondering, I did design and 3D print these signs here. And Mandy has her coffins and cat shell designs. And let's see what else is new here. I've got some new dressers and some of the collections that are on there. And then we have some other miniatures down here. She's had to restock some of her earrings since those go pretty quick, and she is putting some new keychains together, mushroom heads that I 3D printed. One of the new designs of the earrings are pizza ones, so she's done really well with the food themed earrings here. Those are some of the top sellers. And then over here I got my low poly dragons, and then I have my Mandalorian themed prints here with the phone stands and signs and Grogu. And then I have my leftover Christmas collection from 2023. And over here I have some of my new plant designs that are potted. And then I have my pineapples here that do well on Etsy. Got my cactuses there behind the dragons. So I've been really pushing myself with some new designs like these plants, because now these craft show organizers are having us just do our own original designs. So that just pushes me to keep innovating. And come on out to Canterbury Park this weekend, and you can check out our socials. Got our QR codes there for people, and it is going to be running Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, so pretty much all day, all 3 days. So if you find a few hours in your schedule, come on out. It's a lot of fun, and you'll get to see a lot of other small businesses and their handmade creations.
Well, after my husband showed you our setup, we had to make our way up to a meeting. We're passing the little office where the event coordinators sit inside should we have any questions, which is really nice because they have a main area for not only people that are attending, but as well as all of the participants that are selling their items. And we have to go way, way upstairs. So we're going up to level number 2, and there's more things up on this level, and it's really steep. And then we have to go up yet another level where they have kind of like horse racetrack betting rooms and just a little bit of a conference room so that we can have our meeting combined and the event coordinators can share any new information or updated information with us and things to look out for and answer any questions that we might have. And you're seeing different signage around, which is a good thing because they point towards where all of us are as creators. They have signage everywhere, they're directing all the traffic, and it's just a much better experience group. And there we are in the little meeting hall. They gave us a little bit of pastries and some coffee, and now we're on our way back down, going back through so that we can get to our spaces to get selling. We had about 15 minutes left, and as you can see, like I said, we have people that make their own clothing designs, heat press designs. We have quilters. We have everything for all age groups and different types and styles and tastes. We have people that are doing their own kind of hot sauces, their own kind of spices and seasonal mixes that are there every day. And the crowd had started rolling in. It was so busy in the morning. It was wall to wall people, and I'm just wanted to give you a sneak peek as I could go through, but I mean, like I said, it was busy Friday morning, all day. All right, the hair has gone up, and I don't know if you can see how tired I am, but it's been a long 9-hour day. Again, pretty good because we made our space back and then made a little bit above that.
Good
so
sales.
yeah, and now we realize, like, to do a bigger show like this, how much we actually need in our stock and supply, and it's probably a lot more than what we have. So I don't know how late I'll be up or if I'll be up making things because we have to be back here really early tomorrow. So we'll see how everything goes, but well, there's a little bit of light left. We're in the car. We're getting ready to leave and go rest.
Yes.
For day number 2 tomorrow. All right, my husband just got in the car. It is day 2, and we're on our way to the Canterbury Park event. We've seen pretty large crowds coming through, mostly in the daytime. It's going to be really nice today, so nice weather up here in Minnesota, up north, can be a factor as well because we've had huge snowstorms, which we wouldn't expect right before Easter. Around that time, and so people have a little bit of what we call cabin fever because we were hitting really high temperatures and then all of a sudden we went like really cold, and now it's really nice again. So right now, for the beginning of April, it's unusual that we're going to be up in the 70s today, but that's what they're predicting, which is really odd. So I would say that's warmer than normal for April. April, I mean, like when we do the seasonal changes up here, you can get every single season in one day just because the weather is trying to make up its mind as to what day it's going to bring you up here. We don't know. So, that could actually reduce traffic or foot traffic, but hopefully it actually brings people out because they want to go out just for a little while. And I would say that it could take like 2 to 3 hours or maybe half in a day to actually go through all of the different exhibit parts of where we're at. I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds of small businesses that they have to, again, have unique products that are made by themselves, and they can't be mass manufactured, and it can't even be licensed. So there's no MLMs at this place. It's all unique, and I've been trying really hard not to shop, but I did yesterday. I bought myself a little. This was only $12. It had Grogu on it, and it goes around my neck, so because sometimes I don't want to carry a purse, so it's just really lightweight. I'm kind of retired my little llama thing because it was starting to get dirty and fall apart. I had the one in the shape of a llama, but this one has like a little neck strap, and my other one didn't. It had like a little handle strap. It's just really nice, hand sewn. The couple that sold this also did like those little I would say like rugs and everything. It's just really nice. I have everything in here already, especially when we're going to events and I don't want to carry a purse. You can see I have like my money pouch and everything all ready to go. Just hoping for another good day, and yeah.
Yeah, you'll see in some of the video clips that it was just so packed that some people couldn't move around very well. So hopefully today they'll have more opportunity to get around and check out the other booths.
All right, so I just got the car rolling and we're headed out. We have a little bit of a drive to get there, but just excited. It's Saturday, so this only goes through Sunday. Very, very long hours. They said they shortened it, but we're feeling like they didn't. It just seems like it's a really long amount of time. So, yeah, it's been good, but a tiring experience, and I even stayed up last night. You can see the bag behind me. Just trying to create one more piece, just because some of the ones that I put a lot of time into, we had somebody come in and buy close to like 10 of my individual sets. My sets are not cheap. So the fact that they did that, just very appreciative again of the grandma who was buying her granddaughter some gifts for her little miniature sets. Just so good to see people enthusiastic and just loving the same creations that we do. So
yeah, we see our average amount of sale go up this weekend, which is above average, so that's a good sign. We noticed that our neighbor, they traveled, so they have hotel and extra expenses. They had 2 spaces that they rented for the event, so they're gonna have to really have a lot more sales than us, just because they have to recoup the cost for the event. And so it was just great to meet some of the other vendors that have been there doing it for 20 plus years straight, and so there's a real legacy here at this event. And even the organizers had about a half-hour meeting with everyone and shared a little bit about their history with the event. So it's great to hear that story and some of the stories of our neighbors.
yeah, and I would say like this group, which is called the Huffman Production Group, they actually, like Minneapolis, I would say, is one of, not the biggest one of their areas that they go to, but it's pretty big, because we heard that they're like Omaha, Nebraska one that they do smaller. And I would say that this group, there are several artists there. So there's some illustrators who do this event in the fall and the spring, but I would say that this isn't like the, I would say like the convention crowd or anything, or anime or comics. I would say there is some fine art there, but I would say these are more like an older adult crowd that is looking for like more craft sale items, like woodcraft items, household items, home decor items that are more along like some traditional lines. And then we actually do well though, because they do like seeing, they like that, you know, my husband creates unique designs for 3D, because some of them haven't seen it before. And then also that we have things for miniatures, because miniatures are in for all ages. So
yeah,
all right,
I think that's it
until this afternoon.
Day 2 here at Canterbury Park Spring Festival.
Day number 3. It's our last day. It is Sunday, and we are heading off to
Canterbury Park.
Yeah, so hopefully everything will go well. Again, numbers were close to yesterday's or Friday's, the first day, but oddly Friday was actually pretty busy. I think it's because of the nice weather. Maybe people were doing more outdoor activities instead of going inside, but we did see a really big kind of like steady crowd. I would say early in the morning before lunchtime again, which seems to be kind of like the peak time, and then it just slowly started to dwindle down. And we talked to other people around us, and they were seeing kind of like the same similar trends, and we all have something different. So that was kind of something that we kind of heard, and we've seen like even the people around us, granted somebody next to us group. They have a bigger booth and they are pretty busy, but I don't think they were as busy as Friday. So Sundays can be really quiet at events, no matter which kind of event you do. So cross our fingers that Sunday, from what we've heard too, can also be a final day when people come back and they make all of their purchases that they had in mind. And let's just hope that some people come back. The nice thing they do at this event with the Huffman Production Group for the Spring Festival is they do stamp your hand so that you can actually return all weekend, which they don't do that at a lot of events. They do charge a small fee to get in, but considering the number of things that you get to see with 4 or 5 different areas of a building, that's, you know, less than some of the conventions and other shows charge to get in the door, which I don't think the charge to get in the door should actually be that high, because then that doesn't leave money left for the people who want to buy tickets. I'm just merging right here. Or see other activities. I honestly think, I know they need to make back their money, but they're getting money from all of those people like us that are paying for the space fee. Oh shoot, is there anybody? I'm not right. Sorry. So I'm just driving. I got on the wrong lane because we're going a different direction than we normally do. So, yeah, so if they're making that space money back from all of the vendors that they're having, and I know they kind of do that as kind of like a commitment that people are actually going to show up there and then maybe return. Sometimes they do that as an incentive, but if you're going to do that, I don't think you should make your ticket price for entry that high, just because these people are going to be spending money, and a lot of times they're spending money at sponsored booths that are run by the organizers. So
speaking of the organizers, I had the courage to go and talk with Nikki, I think was the coordinator, one of the daughters of Huffman Productions, and I asked her, and she said that we were the only one of 2 people who had 3D printed pieces there. So I think they felt like we were a little special because we weren't purely 3D printed. We also had polymer clay pieces as well. And the fact that I clearly stated that all of my pieces were original designs. So I think organizers really do value that, and they don't want a lot of mass production related businesses at their craft shows. Makes their event more special, and you don't see 10 of the same type of business at their show.
So for this weekend, some of the most important highlights are, 1, Friday we made our space back, which is really good to do on the first day, and then we made a little bit of profit, and so Saturday was all profit, and we're going into the last day, which hopefully will top it off. I had a goal number in mind, but I don't know if we're going to reach it. But I have to say, even if we don't, it's better than the first time that I tried the event, when I was first trying to go to different shows and had no idea what I was doing. And I probably lost money on all the shows that I went to because I just didn't have the right things for where I was going for each of the markets. So, you know, and it's like I probably didn't post things on social media either. We hadn't been doing shows where people actually come find us now, just to see what new things we have. So, you know, that's kind of one of the big differences, is if you're going to do a show the second time around, you might even do better because people are going to remember you. So.
Yeah, and I have to try to remember people's faces and names and their
He's better at it than I am.
And because you are going to see those at future events, and so you don't want to make the mistake of just treating them like a new customer or something.
Right.
And so I make it a point to go around and still look at how I can improve my booth and look at other businesses and see that they have great lighting, and so I'm looking to improve the background of our setup. So I think we got some great looks at other businesses and their setup. So we're going to be maybe thinking of making some slight changes to ours, just so that our product pop a little bit more and they're not lost when people look through our shelving units.
Yeah.
So
all right. right, that's
All
all
right.
we have until we get to our event again for day number 3, the last day. Day 3, it is Sunday, our last and final day here at Canterbury Park and the Spring Festival for all of those who follow our channel. And we have just set up and we're waiting for everybody to come through the first building to ours. And we have some new items, some new 3D prints, as well as some new earrings. So come and stop by and let us know that you were able to take a look at our videos, and thank you to all the subscribers. All right, we still have some good lighting, but we are all done with our final day, day 3 of our events here at Canterbury Park in Shakopee. Today, Sunday, we thought would be kind of like a buying day, but it was really slow for everybody. So I don't even know if we did half of what we did on Saturday, Friday and Saturday, but the event is over with and we got packed up and everything's behind us in about 2 hours. And it normally takes us quite a while to pack everything up, but we're usually like the last ones to leave events. And
quite a few other people
yeah.
with larger displays.
Yeah, but we didn't have that big of a space, so I'm just happy to be done. And it's always super windy when we're packing up to come out to the car. We did have to travel a distance to the parking lot we just decided to bring everything out in our little wagon that we have, because it would have taken too long to wait to pull up to the dock. So we're finally done and we have to get ready for our next event, which is coming up really quick. So it's next weekend.
Twin Cities Geekcraft Expo.
Yeah, so Minneapolis Convention Center Geekcraft Expo, and I'm ready to sleep. Hopefully I can get some rest this week, and
time to fire up those 3 printers again.
Yep, so we're gonna get ready. And that is kind of the conclusion. I would say for this spring event, it's probably about half of what you would normally get in the fall. And we'd have to have way more inventory, but has it been the best show that we've done for a 3-day show? No. I would say it's kind of the lower end of some of our shows, but we did better than some of like the community centers or some of the smaller events, because people know about this event and they plan for it, and it's a pretty big show. So I would say that we did okay, but we still didn't hit like a high goal number. So yeah.
Well, I thought there was a lot of foot traffic, very high attendance, even on today's Sunday.
But not necessarily buyers, and I think it's because it's been really nice outside. People are probably doing outdoor activities with their families too. So
I think it's just the type of people that came and looking for a certain thing.
But the good news is there is a success out of this, because it was a second try of a show, and we actually made back our table space and we made a profit. So that is something that I was really happy about, is that we actually did achieve my goal of having an event where we profited at this event, because this is the second time I've tried it. When I tried it probably 10 years ago, and I didn't make back my space last time. So this time to actually come out with way more profit than I had compared to before, where I actually lost money, has been a much better experience.
Yeah, I think we can think about it as the cost per sale that we made today is for shipping costs if we had online sales.
Yeah, so if you're kind of looking for like a pie chart, this table space was about $500, and I think maybe we made, how many times over that?
Yeah, so probably around 3x.
Yeah, so if you want to kind of project that. So we don't normally share exact numbers, because there's some expenses like food expenses, and I did buy some other things. Like I bought this little wallet that had Grogu on it, because I don't like carrying a purse and I wanted something that I could just kind of go walking with. So
all right,
that's it.
Catch you guys later.
All right, bye. All right, everybody, remember to hit that bell and subscribe. I hope you enjoy the way that I'm putting the videos together. Let me know if you want to see a different style. And again, thank you. We're getting ready for Geekcraft Expo this weekend. And you can see our schedule is there for 2024, and we'll be adding a few more in as we go. All right, we will see you soon again. Bye, everybody.